Hello, my name is Aleladia. Why do we have remembrance ceremony for our dead loved ones? We hear 1 year in mind, 2 years in mind, 3 years in mind, just to remember the person's life, the person's legacy. But do you know that even us as humans, situations can cloud our mind and we forget to remember that God is good. We forget to remember the manner in which someone sacrificed his life without pitying for himself and died a shameful death. We forget that it was not an ordinary price. I mean, life can blow so much wind that we just forget a lot of things. Sometimes we don't even remember to count our blessings and name them one by one. We are just puzzled and perplexed because of the present situation, and everything around us is why is this happening? Why me? Why problem upon problem? How can this home break? It was not just enough. After the home broke, my child now died on top. Why should I be running from a lion and I want to rest on the wall and I am beaten by a snake? Oh, why? These things happen as humans. But I came to you today to knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock. Remember. When perplexed, remember. When troubled, remember. When there's trouble upon trouble, remember. Remember what? That there are promises that are valid, that are authentic, that are put down for you by your maker. And if you can speak the words of a king, because where a king is, there is power. If you can use your words and your faith to confess, having remembered the promise that God has for you, just know that all will be well. I'll give you the story in the book of Luke chapter 24. I mean, their master was killed. He was not just killed because he was guilty. He was killed for what he did not do. After they killed him, he was not just killed maybe in one quiet place. He was shamefully killed, like a criminal. And as if that was not enough, when the family went to check on his body, the body was not there. You can imagine the pain, you can imagine the grief. Pain upon pain. Bad enough to lose someone. Worse off to find out that where the person was buried, the body is not there. Who is doing this to my family? Who is causing this? That's what happened to Mary Magdalene and Jesus' disciples. And they were perplexed. Instead of them to even find something reasonable, they saw some kind of people that were looking scary. And they bowed down their head and were scared until they realized that those were messengers of light. I pray for you, I pray for myself, that in the day of our perplexity, may the Lord shine his light upon us so we can remember that he loves us. So let me quickly read this text out to us. Luke chapter 4, the old King James Version from verse 1. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, that's after Jesus was buried, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and setting others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre, and they entered in, and found not the body of Jesus Christ. How can this happen? My WAEC result is not so complete. I'm trying to change course. Now the jam did not come in at all. Why? Why? Am I the only one in this world? It did not just broke my heart. It wrecked me. Why? After losing the job, as if that was not enough. Why will I also have an accident? Why? That's what was happening here. They entered in and found not the body of Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed. Life can paralyze someone, sha. Life can shock the sons of men. Sometimes life can just freeze someone like, why? Why is life so? The Bible said they were much perplexed. And when the Bible says something, the Bible is not exaggerating. They were much perplexed thereabout. Behold, two men stood by them in shining garments, and they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth. The angel said unto them, why seek ye the living among the dead? And that's the same question I'm asking you. God has given you light. God has given you life. God has given you victory. Why are you going back to what is dead? Why seek ye the living amongst the dead? You that is now in a sex club, in a bar, in a place you ought not to be. Why are you among the dead and not with the living? Why? Look at the story of Luke chapter 11. The story of the prodigal son. The Bible said he came to himself. He remembered who his father was. And he said, I will go back to my father. Let us check it out before we get back to Luke 24. Luke chapter 11. The story of the prodigal son. I hope I got that correctly. Okay, Luke chapter 15 rather. The story of the prodigal son. Luke 15 verse 11. It says, and he said, a certain man had two sons. And the younger one of them said unto his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And the father divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. The father gave him his living, and he wasted his substance with riotous living. He left the living things and turned his living things into dead things. So, hello, where are you? How did you turn your living things into dead things? What made you take that decision? Were you trying to give a revenge? How did you get to where you are? That all men are climbing you. How did you get to where you are? That you are smoking out your lungs with all kind of weed, colos, and all kind of hard drugs. How did you get to where you are? That you are contemplating snatching someone's husband or someone's wife. How did you turn your living into dead works? Listen to me. I did not come to judge you. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. But I came to tell you to remember. What should you remember? Aha. Remember, Daddy, your father's house. Remember the painful sacrifice that a sinless man died in your place. And that sacrifice made his arm open. That even if you have gone farther than far, if you can remember, come back to your senses, run back to whose you are. He will embrace you. And let us see what happened to this young man. In Luke 15:14, continuing. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. Listen, no matter how beautiful this world will accept you, a time will come that there will be famine, that even the world themselves will reject you. All the pleasures in the world are temporary. They are all temporary, they are mirages. There is a way that seems right unto a man. The end therefore is destruction. Famine came upon the land, and this man began to want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his field to feed swine. The best job Satan has for you is a rubbish kind of work. The best thing that Satan will offer you after you have wasted your living is to be with pigs. Satan comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. No matter how he shines his teeth with you, better are the bruises of a friend than the kisses of an enemy. It is better the Lord corrects you than you find hug and warmth from the hands of darkness. He will just hug you for a while, just for you to waste your living. When you get into penury, the only job he will give to you is to be with pigs. That will be low self-esteem. That will be lack and want. That will be sickness. That will be isolation. That will be dejection and rejection. There'll be all sort of frustration, blackmail, betrayal, attempted murder, suicide, poisoning. Those are the jobs of swine. And let us see what happened in verse 16. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husk, and the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. When he had the money, of course, he spent it on riotous living. That is, people were enjoying from him. But hey, it's no man, no man. When you walk away from God initially, it will look as if everyone is loving you and helping you. The time will come, you will discover that it's only once or even twice, at most 3 times, that they will assist you. How can 3 times sustain you that God has been sustaining? They will leave you. They could pay your rent once or half of your rent once. The next time, they won't even want to view your status. They will talk to you. The Bible said no man gave to him. Someone can even send you a message. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll be by your side all through thick and thin. And suddenly the person snubs you. No one gave unto you. Financially, emotionally, mentally, socially, no one gave unto him. Listen to me. Before you make up your mind to walk away from your father and forget all he is to you, try your best not to be the one that people will learn from. Look at the mistake of people that left God. Their ends do not go well. The Bible said you should mark a perfect man and that you should consider the upright. At the end of that man is peace. Listen to me. There is a way that seems right unto a man. The end. The end is destruction. So hear me. No matter how far you go against the light, the end ends with being with swines and no one giving unto you. You will think they are hugging you, the time will come, you will be so cold. You will think they are kissing you, the time will come, their saliva is venom. You will think they care about you, they're even thinking about how to suck you and sabotage you. How far have you gone roaming in Rome? How far have you been missing? I said, remember who that is and come back home. Yes, please. Come back home. Let's continue on this text. Verse 17. And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I came to tell you today to remember your father's house. Remember what the Lord has said unto you. He remembered. And that takes us back to the book of Luke, chapter 24, when the angel told them in verse 5, and as they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, the angel said unto them, why seek ye the living among the dead? You are crying. What you are crying about? You don't have an idea that I made all things new. That what you have lost, I've provided something better. Why are you seeking the living among the dead? The job is gone because there's a living job that is better for you. And what did the angel tell them in verse 6? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when he was yet in Galilee. That's why I told you, remember. The prodigal son came back to himself. He remembered. Remembered how you used to sing in the choir. Remember how you used to worship God in church. Remember how you used to study the word of God and love on God and understand His word. Remember how you used to go for evangelism. Remember the Christian books you used to write. Remember the Sunday school classes you used to teach. Remember the children's ministry you used to work in. Remember the missions field. Remember. Remember how he loved you. Remember how Jesus pampered you. Remember how he cautioned you. Remember how he gave you instructions at night. Remember how he gave you discernment to know this is not the path you should take. Remember. That's what the angel told them. Remember how he spoke to you, those words he told you. One song says, we remember all you've done for us. We remember your covenant with us. We remember and worship you, O Lord. Do not doubt in the dark what you are told in the light. And what happened in Luke 24, after the angel told them to remember how he spake unto them, when he was yet in Galilee. And in verse 7, saying, the Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and he thought he rise again. And they remembered his word. Remember, I pray for you that in the days of your perplexity that often comes to the sons of men, may you find the angel of the Lord with shining light that will point you back to your loved one, that will point you back to your father's house, that will point you back to your first love, that will point you back to where you are falling from. I pray that you remember, and when you remember, I pray your heart will run back to the Master. I pray your heart will run back to the Master and say, oh, I remember. Where is my Bible? Where did I drop my Bible? I've not opened for a long time. Where is my notepad? Where is my pen? Where is to write revelation from God? Oh, I remember. I remember what the Lord told me, that this organization is not going to crash. I remember how the Lord told me I'm going to rule and reign well. I remember. Where are the strategies I used to know? I remember. I need to get back to school. I remember I said I will finish my education. I remember. May the Lord take you back to pleasant memory lanes where he gave you his templates to work with. Remember. And when the prodigal son remembered his father's house, he said, I'm going back. And guess what? Let's continue Luke 15. Let's continue Luke 15, verse 18. I will arise and go to my father, and I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. Then not to go back and say, Lord, I am sorry, I forgot. The life pressed me. I have sinned against you. I've sinned against heaven. And he arose. I want you to rise. Don't only remember, arise. Then he arose. If you compare it with Luke chapter 29, in verse 9, and returned from the sepulchre and told all these things unto the 11, the women remembered, and to all the rest. It was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary the mother of James and other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles, and their words seemed to them as idle talks, and they believed them not. Then arose Peter. The prodigal son said, I will arise and go to my father. In Luke 15, Luke 24 says, and there arose Peter and ran unto the sepulchre. And stooping down, he beheld the linen clothes laid by themselves, and departed, wondering in himself at that which was come to pass. You must remember and go back and say, aha, the Lord said it. The Lord said it. The Lord said it. There is prophecy over me. I cannot give up now. I cannot fail my God. Ah, when you remember this prophecy over you, you will leave the apparel of darkness. You will leave sexual baths. You will leave strange men and strange women. And you will remember and run back. Run back. The prodigal son returned back. Steve, Peter went back rather and said, I remember. When you remember, you go back to the last thing the Lord told you. It is the last thing he told you that is still valid. You would say, where do I start from? What was the last thing he told you? Whether it was 10 years ago, it is still valid. The prodigal son, Luke 15, he remembered. In verse 20, he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. The Lord will see you. Once your heart is changed towards him, before you get to him, the Lord himself will come to you. He will run towards you. He will have compassion on you. He will hug you. He will kiss you. Remember when you used to pray 1 hour every day. Remember when you used to speak in tongues daily. Remember how you are the one that corrects young people, telling them what is the way. But now you are the ones buying what they smoke for them. You are the one distributing condoms to them. Remember Daddy's house and come back home. My name is Aleladia. I am a messenger. I'm an errand runner from Jesus Christ to you. God has spoken once. You should know that power belongs unto God twice. You should know twice that power belongs unto God. So this message should grow in you. And how did the father conclude? The father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet. The Lord will decorate you. And every experience you got in darkness, you will have power to show others the truth that that is not the way. Do you know even your experiences in darkness are also tools in the hand of the Almighty for you to help prevent men from taking the wrong route? God bless you. I definitely see you. Thanks for watching.